Hi everyone. So I know my lighting isn't very good. I didn't really rearrange everything. I just kind of redid my setup. So my light source is coming from a different spot now, and it's not working out so well. So I'm going to have to figure things out. But I'm not doing a tutorial or anything right now, so I figured it didn't really matter too much. And I sound really weird to myself. I'm still getting over whatever I had, so I'm sorry if I sound funny. But this tag is a firsts tag. And so yeah, I'll just go ahead and get started with it. What was your first alcoholic drink? I think it was one of those watermelon Smirnoff things, you know? What was your first job? My first job I actually still have now. I've just kind of been promoted through it. I started out at, I think I was 15 or 16. And I was a concessionaire or a concession worker at a softball park here in my town, and I basically just worked inside the concession stand there, and I've been doing that for, oh my gosh, like almost 10 years. Like in a couple years, it'll be 10 years. That's so weird. So I've been doing it for like 7 or 8 years. And yeah, I'm the manager there now, but I started out as a concession worker. What was your first car? My first car I actually also still have right now. It was a Ford Focus, and it was like my dream car too. My grandpa just happened to find it in a salvage yard, and he's a mechanic. And it was like the same year. I got it back in 2003, and it's a 2003. It had barely any miles on it at all. The person who had it before totaled it. It wasn't really totaled, but my grandpa fixed it all up and stuff like that, and they gave that to me for my birthday. Where did you go on your first ride in an airplane? I've actually only ridden in an airplane once. I know, isn't that crazy? Like how things are nowadays, and I've only done that once. But I went to Houston, Texas to see my family that's there. Sorry, I'm playing a game. It's the most addicting game ever. And so I flew to Houston to stay with my family for a little while. Where was your first sleepover? I want to say like Megan Newkirk's house or something like that. I think that's probably where it was. Megan and I were like this whenever we were younger. So I don't know. If not, it was like a cousin's house or something like that, which isn't really a sleepover. I mean, if you're at a family member's house. But who is the first person you talked to today? I think my father was the first one I talked to today. Whose wedding were you in the first time? Oh, the first time. I think it was actually my Aunt Julie's wedding was the first wedding that I was in. I was a flower girl, and it was the most horrid thing ever because I was walking down the aisle, and then I have a cousin who's, I don't know how many years younger than me he is. He's probably like 5 years younger than me or something. And so I was walking down the aisle, and he was a ring bearer, so he was behind me. He runs up and grabs hold of my leg and won't let me go. So I'm like walking up the aisle, dragging him along with me. It was awful. Somebody finally, like I was halfway down the aisle, and somebody finally came and pulled him off of me. But yeah, that wasn't fun. What was the first concert you ever went to? It was back in 8th grade, and it was an NSYNC concert. For my birthday, I think it was. My birthday or Christmas, something like that. My 3 best friends at the time all pulled together and bought me an NSYNC ticket, and all 4 of us went to the NSYNC concert. First broken bone. I want to say that was in like middle school. I broke this finger right here, and it's still crooked. Somebody passed me the ball, a basketball, because it was during basketball practice, and they like threw it so hard, like ridiculously hard, like trying to hurt someone hard, because I'm not a baby. But yeah, it didn't work out so well, and like it hit my finger and obviously broke it. But first piercing was these ones right here, and believe it or not, I was actually in like 7th grade, I think, it was whenever I first did it, because I was so scared that it was gonna hurt, you know. And so finally I was at the mall with my mom and then my best friend at the time and her mom, and I was just like, let's do it. And so they were like, oh my gosh, and they like pulled me in there and we did it. And then like right after that I wanted my second ones done, but I waited a few months. First movie you remember seeing? I don't remember seeing it, but the first one that I know of was Pretty Woman whenever I was 3 years old. I was like in love with that movie. And then I dropped the F-bomb and I was no longer allowed to see that movie. When was your first detention? I have never had a detention. My ex-boyfriend like owned detention. Like whenever we were in high school, he was there all the time. Like pretty much every single Saturday he had Saturday school. Who was your first roommate? My first roommate was Audrey, and that was my freshman year at college, and we actually went to the same high school, and so we were going to the same college, and obviously, and so we roomed together, and it didn't turn out the greatest, but I met some great friends because of the fact that we roomed together. So, and I think we're cool now. We've kind of squashed things, and I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a while, but I guess we're cool. If you had one wish, what would it be? To go back in time and be able to redo some things and see if things would have turned out differently. Did you marry the first person to ask your hand in marriage? No. I was unofficially engaged to my ex-boyfriend. We were supposed to get married in July. He lives in San Diego. And then, so he could never actually get here to physically give me the ring. He had already asked me, and stuff like that. Like, he's in the Navy. That's why he's in San Diego. Like, we spent time together here and stuff like that. But, yeah, so that's how that turned out, and he ended up breaking up with me, and we never officially got engaged, but we were engaged. Like, he told his family, everybody in his family, I told my family. So, no, I did not marry the first person to ask for my hand in marriage. What was the first sport you were involved in? Is dance considered a sport? Because if so, dance, tap, jazz, ballet, would be the first one. If dance isn't considered a sport, then it would be basketball. My dad is a high school basketball coach, so I know everything basketball. I started basketball young, you know, blah, blah, blah. What were the first lessons you ever took? Dance lessons. What is the first thing you do when you get home? When I get home from what? I don't know. Depends, but most of the time it's probably like putting my purse down or something like that, or putting my keys away. Okay, so I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this and learning a little bit more about me. I do have a blog now, and I will put the link to that in the box below. And I hope you guys are having a great day. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.